Pleased to be joined by head coach of the South Plains College Lady Texans here live at the Dome today. I'm Michael Wiiest for KLVT Sports. Coach, tough loss on the road. You go to New Mexico Junior College, you get knocked off at an upset. I thought it was a good game plan for Drew Sanders and his troops. It's a tough place to go play basketball. At the end of the day, a tough loss to take, but a loss nonetheless.
Absolutely, absolutely a loss. I don't like to call it an upset because every basketball game's hard to win. They've had top five wins. They've been the most successful team in not only our region, but one of the most successful in the country the last 7-8 years. He's probably, in my opinion, one of the top 2 or 3 best coaches in junior college, and they have really, really good players. So we lost the basketball game. It's miserable and I hate it, but like you said, it's just the basketball game. And we did not play great, but we still had a chance to win.
I thought at the end of the day, that was the key. The turnover number, if you looked at just turnover numbers, you'd go, wow, how was this thing as close as it was? I thought you put up a lot of fight to the end of this thing, despite the fact you got exposed a little bit with the defensive effort he put out there.
Absolutely, they compete so hard. New Mexico, they're relentless on the boards. They defend as well as anybody in the country, and you know, we can sit here and say that we didn't play well. New Mexico caused us not to play well. They forced a ton of turnovers. We were casual with the basketball. We could sit here and look at the free throw count, the fact that we shot 8 free throws and New Mexico shot 25. Normal person would look at that and say that's the referees. We know I'm not normal. We've got to do a better job of getting to the free throw line. Nobody was out to get us. We weren't aggressive. We didn't draw fouls, and we were undisciplined on defense. We would get beat, and then we would foul out of just necessity, I guess, for lack of a better word. But all of those are fixable things. I think that, like you said, it exposed some things. And I hate losing. I'm not going to sit here and say it was the best thing that could have ever happened to us, but we're going to make it be the best thing that's happened to us. Our approach to it, we're going to fix it. They're fixable problems, and we're going to fix them.
Yeah, I think anytime you can get it on tape and you can go back and watch the video after the fact and go, okay, look, this happened here, this happened here, this happened here. Once I can see it, it's easy to kind of get in a groove, I think, sometimes, and think, well, you know, it's all sunshine and daisies from here on out. But to get challenged and then be able to get it on video, make it a learning moment, because you've got bigger basketball games ahead.
Absolutely. You know, we would much rather it happen now. We're going to play more games in February. We're going to play more games in March. And basketball is a really long season. Like I said, we make similar mistakes in wins and losses. Just this time, we weren't able to make enough plays late. You cannot expect to go win on the road in college basketball and only play the best of your ability the last 5-6 minutes, and you sure can't expect to turn the ball over 27 times and give up 12 offensive rebounds and against a great team like that. By no means, though, in my gloom and doom. We're going to watch film. We're going to fix it. And there's nobody in the country that I would rather go into March with and go into these last few games of conference. We're a really good basketball team, have really talented players. I say it all the time, winning is so much fun because winning is so hard. And so those individual plays are hard. Winning a game is hard. Winning a championship, whether conference, regional, or even national, it's really, really hard. And so ultimately the toughest players and the toughest teams win. And so we're going to figure out what we have to do because we're talented. We're very talented, but we're going to figure out how to make those tough plays. I'm not saying we're not tough. We're going to learn to make tough plays.
There was a loss you could take in this schedule. That is not such a bad one to have. Does that take some of the pressure off when you pull that 0 off the loss column, or does it change anything?
You know, I think all that might be coach speak, media speak. I don't know if there's anything pressure in basketball. It's a game. Pressures those people, you know, doing all those real life things, and we're just playing a game, and we're trying to play the best we can. I do think that our league, I've said it over and over, is one of the toughest in the country. I think our coaches are some of the best in the country at any level. I'm a big time advocate for junior college, so it's hard to win. I don't know. I think the pressure that you put on yourself, and I want to win every single game. I know our girls want to win every single game. So ultimately, it doesn't change anything. It's just a tally in the mark. What we're going to do, though, is what matters is our approach with how we move forward, how we fix it. You know, does this turn into a negative tailspin where we, you know, they're mad at me and I'm mad at them, and I come in and I just berate them and make them hate their life? I mean, that's no good from anybody. We are going to watch the film. I've already watched it, I don't know how many times, but we're going to watch it together. We're going to take some notes. We're going to see what they were seeing and why those turnovers were there, whether they were forced, whether they were unforced, and we're going to look at some missed opportunities on some post-ups and things like that, and we're going to fix it.
Yeah, because big games ahead. You go to Midland on a Thursday. It's always a tough place to go win. You get 2 games here left at home with a very tough Odessa team coming to town, you know, in the next week after. Plus, you've got Region 5 basketball coming up. There's a lot of games to be played here yet for the South Plains College Lady Texans, and because of that, fix and move on. Short memory. You know, we can go through all the coach speak stuff,
Yes,
Coach.
sir.
But at the end of the day, it's learn and move on because you've got more basketball to play.
Absolutely. It's so simple. Basketball is a possession battle. If you have to win those individual possessions over the course of the game, over the course of every practice, over the course of the season. If we give them extra possessions with offensive rebounds and turning the ball over, you dig yourself in a hole, regardless of how well you can score the basketball.
There you go. Coach, any final thoughts for us before we let you get back? I mean, you get a full week to prep up to go to Midland College, and I'm sure there's a lot of valuable practice time ahead for you in the Lady Texans.
It's the end of February and going into March, and I wouldn't want to have any other team in the country to go into the regional and the national tournaments.
Coach, appreciate your time as always. Coach Cayla Petree, head coach of the South Plains College Lady Texans. I'm Michael Wiiest for KLVT Leveland, KLVTradio.com, and SPCTexans.com. Have a great weekend. Be good to each other out there.